Matt Gallant came on. Well, you were there, High Performance Mind.
Yeah.
Talked that belting thing about stress.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wow, where's he going to go with stress, And he covered a lot of things. But actually, the one thing he really, really pushed on a lot, wasn't it, was this, hey, stress is perspective, very often driven by past experience. Discussed this with Mark Ellis. And one of the best things you can do is clear those past experiences out of your system.
Yeah. I think so. I look at my life and I look at it and I think, well, some people say you may need to go and deal with that shit. But I'm very aware of what happened and what I went through and all that sort of shit. And I personally think I'm quite at peace of it. But interestingly, I'm been seeing a chiropractor who says I carry a lot of stress in my body, stored stress, which, you go down a lot of rabbit warren, couldn't you?
Where?
Within my body.
Yeah, but where in your body?
All over, apparently.
Fucking hell. Just everywhere, Dave. Just everywhere.
But again, it's one of these things, you look at it, and that's not something. If you'd said that to me like 7-8 years ago, I'd have gone, fuck off, mate. What are you talking about? But now I see something in that. So I might have dealt with it that I can accept it.
From a psychological standpoint.
Yeah. But, okay, cool. And I don't carry it around with me no more.
Mentally, but
physically, my body lets me know, man, and I ain't no spring chicken anymore, but I probably do carry a lot of tension, stress in that in my
stress,
body.
Don't we? Like
gunslinging.
But we carry stress, don't we?
Do,
As in like uptight.
Yeah.
In the Western world particularly, we're really uptight.
Yeah. Well, it's not a surprise.
Why is it not a surprise?
Because everything's busy. Everything's flat out. Everything's like, got to be done now. I just look at life and it's 100% all in. Even with like gurus and stuff, you've got to go all in. And it's like, yeah, you've got to start, but everything's busy. It's my daughter, she was lucky enough to go on a trip to Japan with a rugby team. She said it was amazing. She said everything was just so relaxed. The girls around their age were just having fun. They weren't on their phones. They weren't all this. Different culture, different ways.
So two key things there. If we're looking at past experience being a massive driver in mental well-being, not necessarily making psychological sense of it, but also on a physical, stored kind of fashion, actually letting go of that physically. Second thing we're looking at is the speed of life. 100% the life is fast and big.
Instant.
And it's dealing with that fast life. Isn't it?
Yes, it is.
One of the things I talked about actually this week, just in the coaching High Performance Mind, was, are we rushing around because we're stressed, or are we stressed because we're rushing around? It's like, for anyone, that's not some weird chap just laugh. That's producer Mark. They're like, who's laughing?
Yeah, what's going on? Where is he? It's over there.
Somebody in my house. What's going on in my car? But it's. And I was thinking about this. One of the things when I was going through some coaching myself in that kind of topic was, hey, give yourself more time to do things. As in the transitions of your day and stuff like that. How often are we just rushing to get somewhere and then we're trying to fit too much in? And the kind of weird thing about that is it takes slowing down to realize we've got more time than we have. But demands of life. Sorry, we were talking about in the coffee shop. If you've got kids, for example, or not kids, whatever, but if you say you've got kids, you've got to get them places, you've got a job, you've got, you've got to look after your well-being, you've got to drink 9 litres of water, you've got to flip in meditate for 4 hours, you've got to do some self-care, you've got to see your friends, you've got to pay your bills, you've got to go on. It's like, fucking hell, it feels like a lot going on here.
Yeah.
And trying to juggle the plates, spin the plates, juggle the balls. Trying to keep them all up in the air if you're looking at balls.
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah.
And that creates an element of stress. And chronic stress fucking burns people to the ground.
Yes, it does.
That debilitating, dripping effect.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. And I think with lateness and stuff like that as well, a lot of time we get stressed out because we're late.
But, I don't know what you're on about.
But if you're late, that's generally when you start rushing, isn't it? Because you're like, I've got to get somewhere, I've got to do this. And then you start getting stressed because you're late. And you think, well, just fucking leave 5 minutes earlier, innit? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes life will kick in your ass like that, but interesting you talk about stress. I do a lot of good stuff. I do a lot of good stuff for myself. I know a lot of stuff. I practice a lot of stuff, but I can still get stressed because there's still areas in my life that are probably more stressful than I need to make them. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter what skills I have. If you've got that area of stress, you're going to feel stress.
I've shared this before, haven't I? Online a lot. No matter how long you sit in that ice bath every morning, if there's an area of your life that is an external stressor chronically you're unhappy with, that will break you down.
Yeah.
You don't fix everything by doing your morning routine.
No.
It should give you the ability and the capacity to go about and make the changes you... What is personal development? It's getting your shit together so you can go make the impact you need elsewhere. Yeah. It's not the answer. It's not the last step. It's the first step. It's like, wow, I'm feeling better. I can deal with these things in my life. Look at them differently.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of it is we say mental health, yes, the onus is on us, but you can't solve everything by drinking more water,
No, it's exactly that. And it's, look, I've just been away, went on holiday for a few days. I drank. I ate pretty shit. I tracked my sleep, My sleep was horrendous because and I'm not saying that people shouldn't drink or eat shit food because obviously I'm not an athlete. Yeah, because I've just done it. But it's interesting. Imagine I was doing that every day. Every day, the impact that it would have. And, was it Jim Carrey? He said something along the lines of take better care of yourself and how to take care of your mental health. And a lot of people understand that. A lot of people are dismissed that. They're going, well, eating better and drinking better. And well, no, it's going to fucking help though. Again, it's going to help.
It's this multifaceted thing.
Yeah.
There's going to be people saying, oh, God, but the biggest thing in my life is this issue. It's like, yeah, it probably is. I will say, get your capacity in line, deal with the stresses in your life. So change what you can, change your perspective of what you can't change.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And that involves, hey, work on me, work on my life. Oh, that can't change. Because there's people who are going through life going, hey, I can't change that scenario. I can't bring somebody back. I can't change that. I can't change what's happened to me in the past. But you can change your perspective.
Yeah.
To one, hopefully, that's more empowering, one that's more helpful.
Useful. Yeah.
Useful. Brilliant word. So yeah, you're bang on. If we treat ourselves like shit, we're going to feel like shit.
Yeah. And
sleep being one of them.
Huge, yeah.
Sleep has become this compressible part of human beings' lives. It's like, oh, I've got more to do, I'll compress my sleep.
Yeah.
People are trying to survive on the less sleep. But actually, it's like, no, if you could prioritize one thing, I will say this, forget your morning routine, get a solid nighttime routine, sleep well.
Yeah.
Sleeping well will actually transform most of your well-being.
Yeah. Yeah, and, and again, if someone was saying this to me 6 years ago, I'd have been jog on, mate, go and hug a tree, tell me to meditate.
It's not sleep, it's this.
Yeah. So now, but doing it and practicing it, and sometimes I can get too into it, do you know what I mean? And then that kind of defeats the object of doing it. But all these little things, it's all the little things. It's like when I did the meditation course with Arjuna, the Ascension, I thought if I can become a Jedi meditation monk, my life will be fixed. If I can do X, I'll be fixed. If I do Y, I'll be fixed. But it's not. It's all them small little things that it's small things that build into the big things. So it's like just a mixture of everything, like a little mix up, and just try things out, try them on for size.
If you look at most people being stressed, overwhelmed, energetically struggling, frazzled, you could say, well, let's swap a few things, couldn't you?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
If you're looking at yourself, all the stuff people know, well, maybe drink less stimulants and coffee and caffeine. If you're somebody who's constantly anxious and wired and stressed, drink some more water. We've just been discussing the hydration drink you're drinking there.
Oosh.
By Awesome Supplements, who are not sponsoring this, but they should. Awesome Hydrate, which is mine actually, just so everyone knows. But talking about hydration's crucial, right? To be well hydrated, you feel immediately better. Can you sleep a bit better? Can you get outside a bit more? These are all things people know, like the general stuff, but it's how do we, it's making them happen, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So why don't they do it?